on occasions, there were a few songs where I could just rip on trumpet. And Joe was amazing. He had this incredible ear and an incredible memory. And he would say to me a week after the fact, you know that solo you played on the Letter in Antwerp? And I would be like, wasn't that last Tuesday night? And he would be like, yeah, that was the shit. And I'd be like, what do you mean? And then he would sing me some of the stuff I did.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a marvel.
Wow.
There was no fluke there whatsoever. And, you know, he had taste as your boss. If you respected that, you kept your gig.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, you were obviously influenced by him from what you had been hearing, you know, before the gig. Was there anything in particular on the gig that really influenced your playing going forward? And is there anything that you learned from him in particular working with him?
Well, I was already a giant fan of Joe Cocker and knew every nook and cranny of every album he had ever recorded. So for me, it was more the thrill of just hearing a legendary singer do his thing. And in my monitor, I had some trumpet because the band was loud, and some sax because I had to play in close harmony with the sax player. The only other thing I put in my monitor was Joe. I had a big earful of Joe singing every night. And the rest of the band I picked up from the stage. And, you know, it was more like just this treat of hearing him do his thing every night and being a cog in the wheel of that presentation. As far as professionality and what it takes to be part of a team, being on the road with a close group of people, and sort of tour manners, that kind of thing. That was a good place for me to learn about that.
Yeah.
Musically speaking, it was kind of set in stone, and you know, I knew what the deal was.
Okay.
When you say straight gig, you're referring to playing somebody else's parts, like exactly how they want them, right? And when you were saying the difference between playing a straight gig or some other, I'm not sure how you categorized it, but is that what you're referring to?
I'll have to go back and review.
Like, would you consider that gig what you were saying as a straight gig? Or
well, I usually think of a straight gig in terms of a non-musical gig.
Oh,
like
I got
8
you.
hours
Yeah.
a day.
Oh, okay.
But no, when you're touring as a member of a supporting cast for an artist who's got a catalog of stuff, I would think more often than not, your job is to help arrange something new or learn the arrangements that are already there, and play your part with conviction and feeling and vibrancy. But, you know, the picture's been painted. You're just hanging it in all the various locations.
Yeah.
In some bands, whether it's improvisational jazz or rock, the key word being improvisation, you sort of either retouch the picture or actually paint a new picture every night, depending on what it is. But, you know, I would think in most of these cases where you're touring behind an established act and you've got a hired position, you're filling a role that is expected.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So then you show up on time.
Yeah.
And you don't noodle between when people are talking and trying to work stuff out, and you get your ducks in a row technically, so that people aren't waiting for you to load samples or tune your guitar or any of those other things.
Yeah.
You know, and also even more importantly, learn about the other individuals, embrace getting to know them and being part of that sort of social scene that's happening.
Yeah.
It's very important. It's like being on a baseball team or a football team.